Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So the games have been a little bit limited because I've been traveling and I do my research and stuff, and there was not a lot of stuff that was popping out. I did share 5 different plays in this last couple of days, and they all won 5 wins, 0 losses. So it's a 5-0 sweep so far in the last couple of days. And then I have one very strong play in the NBA today that I'm gonna hook you guys up with. So before I get started, guys, real quick, like I said, it's a 5-0 sweep in the last couple of days. It's been very limited on games because there's just stuff that wasn't making sense. Plus, I was traveling, so it was just I did not want to force anything. But either way, all the 5 ones that I shared have won. Here's the ones that I had shared. It was Seattle money line to win. They won the Super Bowl. I also had Super Bowl on the under 47.5. This one came a little bit closer towards the end, but they ended up winning. Then I made a YouTube short yesterday. I shared the Raptors on the money line, and I also said the Knicks and the Boston on the under 225. This one hit very easily as well. And then I already had the Heat and Seattle money line. And then yesterday I took Magic and the under 233 for the Lakers. So all of these, like I said, were wins, 0 losses in the last few days. So again, I have a very strong play in the NBA that I'm hooking you guys up with in this video. So very quickly, this was the event I was at. It's the Winnable Mansion in Miami. So I flew to Miami. We had a great time. Then I had taken this picture to show like this is just the outside, like the yard facing the ocean. Look how many people are there. It was about 400 to 500 people. They were at capacity in this mansion. So anyways, it was a great time. I actually talked to a lot of cappers. I talked to the top people in the industry. They were at this event, so I'm going to bring more and more information to you guys as I have it, but let's get right into the play now. So one of the first things I like to look at is the back-to-back. So now I included it in this report for the SharpEdge. If you don't have access to this tool, go to the link in the description, click on SharpEdge. You'll get it for 2 weeks for free. But you can see the Spurs are going against the Lakers played yesterday. We faded them on the under yesterday. And then the Spurs are actually rested. So right now it does say the rest advantage is with the Spurs for today. The second thing I like to look at is right on this page is actually the projections. You can see right away what teams are supposed to win very easily. So you can see the Spurs are supposed to win by 2. And like I said, the Spurs do have a 1-day rest advantage and the Lakers are on a back-to-back. All right. Next thing I like to look at is the line move tool right here. Just literally just tells you where the sports books are putting their, where the lines are shifting to. That's really all it is. So you can see the Clippers started at a 221. Now it's currently all the way down to a 210. So that's a 11-point line move. Even though 91% of the bets and 91% of the money is coming in on the over, the line is going down. So that's a reverse line move. And 11 points is actually dramatic. Here's the other two. I'm not going to talk about these because I'm not taking them. But this tool basically shows you the lines. And this gets updated every 2 hours. So the first game I want to look at here is the Rockets and the Clippers. If we do the math real quick, it says the projected score for the Clippers 102. The Rockets is 110. So if we do the math there, it's 212. The line actually started at a 221. So you can see how dramatic the drop went from 221 all the way to 210. And that kind of correlates with the projected. That's right. That's why it's sitting right around 210. Now, like I had mentioned, 91% of the bets, 91% of the money is coming in on the over. Yet the line is still going down dramatically. Now, if we look over here, the Clippers, whenever they start as underdogs, it hits 66% of the time on the under. Here's just a couple of more stats if you want to take a look at those, like the opponent's points per game and the opponent points per game, and then the team points per game. But again, this is not taking into consideration the injuries. This is just the averages. So the first leg of this, I'm taking the Clippers and the Rockets on the under. I'm going to tell you exactly what line I'm taking. I'm going to show you the slip. But let me talk about the second play. If you haven't done so, go to the link in the description. Click on where it says free picks. That way you get alerted whenever I throw out the free picks. And we want to check us out for VIP. The links are in the description for that also. Take a look at the Knicks. There's a bunch of injuries. I'm going to show you this information on all the injuries. The Knicks are supposed to win this very easily, but the odds are dramatically high. So that's why I'm going to show it there. You guys can take that if you want on the money line. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the Spurs, and you'll see, like I mentioned, they're 6-4 in the last 10 covering spreads. They're on a 1-day rest advantage. The Lakers are on a back-to-back. The line is shifting in their favor. They started at a -8. It's currently at a -8.5. Whenever the Spurs have played against the Lakers, now this goes back to last season. They're 6-4 against the Lakers. And then you look at this. The Lakers, they're only 20% hit rate whenever they're playing top 10 scoring defenses. So they have an 80% chance that they're not going to win this game. Now, to top all that off, they're actually missing Doncic right here. So he might play, he might not play. It says questionable. But more than likely, he's not going to play, especially coming off a back-to-back. So the line is shifting in the Spurs' favor. They're tired, and the Spurs are healthy young, and rested. Now, if you want to consider the Knicks, look at the Pacers. They're just completely decimated. They got Zubac is missing, Toppin is missing. Halliburton, we already know he's been sitting out the whole season. And they got all these guys that are questionable. So just a couple of more notes on this, and then I'm going to give you the exact slip. I like Houston on the under because they have a great defense. I've already talked about how crazy the line shifted. I already gave you the projections, the odds, and all that stuff. So I do like the under. I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm playing that. And then on the other side, I'm taking the Spurs on the money line. Let me tell you the exact line I'm taking. So here's the plays, guys. I have a lot more information, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm tired. I just flew in from Miami at 6 a.m. So I'm really, really tired. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I'm taking the Spurs on the money line, and then I'm taking the Clippers and the Houston Rockets on the under 224.5. Like I said, guys, we're on a 5-0 run right now. If you haven't done so, make sure you click on where it says free picks. Make sure you subscribe. Also, like I said, sometimes I'm not able to make a video. So what I'll do is I'll either throw it on the free channel, the free picks, or I'll just put a short inside of YouTube. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those plays. Thank you so much for all the support. I think we just crossed 4,000 subscribers, or we're very close. So let's get over 4,000 and we'll keep going. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.